Hi, welcome to the Andrew Buckle book review of Virgil Finlay's Strange Science. This is 150 pages, it's soft cover, 150 pages, and the book came out in 1992, so it's probably well out of print now. I haven't checked, but I'm certain it is out of print. And you can see the details there, Underwood and Miller, and Virgil Finlay's Strange Science. Very nice, but of course the usual problem with soft cover is always a bit of curling at the page. That's always bit of disappointment, but I prefer it in hardback, I must admit, but that's the way you get it. And you can see the detail there, Virgil Finlay, etc. Now, he was born 1914, he died in 1971, just produced such amazing horror, science fiction, science fantasy, H.P. Lovecraft, Robert Heinlein, Robert Bloch, Arthur C. Clarke, and many others. Now, this book has got some great introductions. You've got there Robert Bloch, Virgil Finlay, illustrious illustrator, really nice one. And you've got all the details there. You can see the details, all the ISB number, etc. What else you got? Well, you've got my favourite writer. I love Harlan Ellson's works. So he's got a 2-page introduction, Joys and Memories, and that's just great. Absolutely brilliant. 1958, talking about Virgil Finlay, amazing story, and many others. And then you've got there, Strange Science, into the book itself. Now, it's glossy paper. It's really super sharp. Not all. I don't think all of the artwork is brilliant. I have to say this one is not perhaps one. I mean, Citadel of Fear. Right, and it does always put the obviously details there, 1942. Now, I'm not certain that is particularly a brilliant illustration. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just. But then you turn the page and you've got this one, Dread Summons. Now, that really does capture that sort of dread, doesn't it? I mean, it's very super sharp. Absolutely. Now, not all of the illustrations are perfect. I mean, some are pretty amazing. Some are darker than others. So you've got here that really, this is a real intense one. Now, I don't know the source material. So the source material, I assume that they've got some of the original artwork. They're basing it on that. I don't know, because some of these are much larger than would have been printed. So obviously, those old pulps were not exactly the best source material, I would have thought. Maybe, of course, they got some prints early. They've stored things away. I don't know. I can't say, but I think it's still, they all look pretty amazing, sharp. Just love them. I mean, look at that one. That's just real abstract design there. Sort of record. Looks like records. I don't know what it is. That's what it's supposed to be showing. But this one, Double Jeopardy, it says there. Looks pretty intense to me. Now, I don't know the sort. I wonder if obviously the models, I don't know. I wonder if because sometimes you look at it, that must have been from some real life modelling. Not all, I don't know, because obviously you've got something like that. Possibly not, doesn't particularly need, you don't have some floating through the water kind of thing, are you? But this one, Last Vial, and this one's 1961 by Sam McClatchy, who I must admit I've never heard of. I mean, look at that. You got the dripping. That guy is seriously dripping. He's obviously been over the gym or he's in the sauna, and I think I'll probably, in a few minutes, I'll be popping over the sauna, and I'll be probably doing much the same like that. Hopefully not in that illustrated style, but it's super impressive. I love this one, astrological illustration. Now, unfortunately, he doesn't put, the dates are not included in all of them. This one here, Henry Kuttner's got 1941, but this one doesn't give any dates. So, I'm not certain. Could be 65. I don't know. He's got 65 there. I'm guessing maybe that could be the date. But you've got lots of science fantasy whole thing. Now I'm going to turn around and say, oh, he's got H.P. Lovecraft, and of course I'll probably spend the next half an hour looking for one that's H.P. Lovecraft. I mean, some of them look really H.P. Lovecraft like. Now I'm not so keen on that one. That looks a bit. I'm not saying that every single illustration is superb in this, but you can flick through it, and again, I will not find one. No, I'm not going to be lucky in just coming across one, but they are still absolutely stunning. Obviously, we know what's going on there. A bit of vampire, I would assume there, and not in peace, as it says there. Now, some of the illustrations are slightly odd because this one's very faint, the artwork. So, I mean, it's still pretty okay, but it's just, but you can also see sometimes the way they've done it, I assume that obviously there was text, and they've just done it like that. They've just got that, and then all the text has been removed. So, again, it might be, because some, like this one, you can see a slight roughness to it. There's a bit of a quality that it's not as sharp, perhaps, as some of the other ones. So I assume that they're not. And you got some here. You got here, Serapoint, I don't know what that is. City of Wonder by E.C. That's the thing about some of these. You've got all these wonderful artworks, and you've got here, it gives details, City of Wonder, E.C. Vivian. Lots of writers that I've never heard of. This one, obviously Robert Bloch, I've heard of him. Hazel Held, maybe. Of course, things if you're real knowledgeable about horror books, you probably know all these authors. But I must admit, when it comes to horror writers, I know a few, obviously, but many I've never heard of, and they're pretty obscure now. I mean, some of this American Weekly, you've got The Mannequin, obviously Robert Bloch. I've heard of him, of course. But again, some of them are not super sharp. I mean, some are okay. That one, it's very hard because you look at some of it, you think there's very fine detail in some of this. So you might turn around and say, well, it must be coming from. But they're beautiful, beautiful artworks. Now, that's 150 pages. So it's all black and white all the way through. So you've got some really quality book stories. I'd say some weird tales. I get various things. Some are from mainly books, I think, because it does actually mean. So I guess that all the stories. But now this is the thing that's actually, when thinking about it, I'm thinking now, and I haven't checked. So I'm just going to say Mistake Inside. So if you were a fan of James Blish, is that a book? I don't know. Was that in a magazine? But it doesn't. If it isn't a magazine, it doesn't say the magazine that it was obviously for, which would have been really nice to have had the details. But it doesn't say. The Dream Makers. This is another one. The Opener of the Way. The Dirge by Lewis M. Hobbs. Now, a lot of these, were they books? Were they short stories? I don't know. But still, the artwork is, of course, what matters. And they're just great. I love lots of them. Good. 80%, I think, are just excellent. And you can look at and just think, wow, they would be brilliant. Big posters on the walls. But there should be a huge comprehensive volume of his works. I just don't know why that there's just sort of like, I think about 10 or so. There's not many collections of his works. And most, if not all, are now out of print. But if you know of some that are coming out or are out at the moment, it'd be great if you could put that in the comments. Would be wonderful to hear. And you can see here, Virgil Finlay's Women of the Ages. That was a brilliant book as well. I love that one. Unfortunately, I haven't got that one anymore. This one, I am not certain if that ever came. I've never seen it. Never seen anything. I might be completely wrong on that. Bernie Wrightson, A Look Back. I think I looked for it ages ago. I just couldn't find any reference at all to it. 100 full colour, 300 black and white illustrations. That would be brilliant. $34.95 when it came out in 1992, etc. Clive Barker's Shadow in Eden, The Complete Masters of Darkness in Pursuit of Valis, and Harlan Ellson's Watching. Oh, brilliant. Bought that one. I've got lots of Harlan Ellison. I love his work. Absolutely great. And please write for our free 32-page illustrated catalogue. You can see the details there of Underwood Miller. Now, I don't know if they've got a website or any details. But it's so worth checking out and looking out for any of these Virgil Finlay books. I think, let's say, just amazingly brilliant quality, but it could do with massive, more substantial book would be absolutely great. And I saw one listed one time and I thought, yes, that is going to be, it's about 400 pages, something like that. I thought, that sounds like it's going to be a real mega book. Nothing turned up. I've never seen any information about it since. It was just a reference on a sort of Amazon or something. And I thought, ooh, that sounds good. And then waited and never came out. But still, Strange Science, Virgil Finlay's. I love this book, as I like the other one as well. Both are excellent, really worth checking out. Bye.